welcome to the first video of this new season, as we're gonna have, like a double fighting team here, which I already showcased basically in the best team video. It worked definitely out pretty well, but of course we face a lot of Pokemon that you usually don't really face in the Great League meta. Some people just went ahead and used some very weird stuff, as they are not really ranked and usually don't really play this, so we see a lot of fun things against us. And of course we have two fighting types on this team, because if you look at the meta, nearly everything is really weak to fighting types, especially like also to the coverage moves of the Pokemon that we have here. We have the Rock Slide on the Machamp, we have the Night Slash for like something like the Alolan Marowak, which is usually a problem for this team, but Night Slash helps, Rock Slide on the Machamp helps, and we also have the Leaf Blade for stuff like the Wish Cast, which the Reggie still doesn't want to face. Yeah, like this team definitely worked out pretty well. You can also use the Toxic Rogue, which is usually like kind of a problem for this team to face with as well, but you can use it as a fighter as well. Like Toxic Rogue, also one of the best, if not the best fighter in the current cup actually, because this thing beats A, the meta, and B, the meta breaker, which is kind of cool, but of course kind of loses to like Wish Cast and stuff. While we face an Arcane 9 here, which can farm us down. There were actually some battles that we lost, and there were some battles that were way too close, just because my team is of course not really based on handling spicy picks, like for example a Claydol, which you're gonna see later on. What am I supposed to do against a Claydol? Claydol beats the Registeel, beats the fighting types. Actually a cool spice anti-meta pick, but I think we're gonna see the battle with that later on. We have a Quillfish here. Quillfish is of course kind of neutral against me in the lead if they run the Awkward Tail. We just go for the Zap Cannon, they just don't want to throw. And my opponent of course is the greatest player of all time, going straight for the BM because they know they're gonna win against me anyway. Going straight for the Sludge Wave. Like, I don't want to be disrespectful to my opponents, of course. People have to start somewhere, but Sludge Wave against the Registeel is not the way. It's just not the way. We can go into our little duck and we can destroy this Quagsire, of course, as Quagsire doesn't really like the Leaf Blade. Yeah, like of course those opponents are happening, especially in the beginning. It's not that I even want to face against those things. I would like to face meta with my team more than like stuff like this, but there was also a Rock Smash 2 cannon involved here, which I'm not further gonna commentate on. We see the Marowak, which is at least fully powered up, has the purification there. I guess it's maybe a Hundo or something purified, going for some Mud Bombs. And yeah, this is actually the thing I think that a lot of people underestimate a little bit. If you're like a new player, like usually you want to, you see like the crit move and you see, oh wow, this Mud Bomb does so much damage, it must be a good crit move. While something like Psycho Cat does no damage whatsoever, must be a bad quick move. And people like tend to use more quick moves, like here's Wall Charm, that just does heavy fast move damage because it's like easier to play for them. While of course if you know how to play the game really, you know that this is not the way. So you see like more fast move heavy damage teams here. For example, also Emma here on the Camerupt, something very weird. But yeah, like we have to of course face some more newer players as well here and see how it goes. Of course, it is sad with that we don't get new move updates. We talked about this in general as well. This is most likely something that's not gonna happen again. Like we most likely gonna get new moves next season. Like very likely when we talked about this. And also that we most likely not gonna have like those seasons right now where we don't get moves updates at all. The reason for that we don't get move updates is of course the World Championship. In my opinion, it's kind of, I mean, not really necessary to not give move updates. I think it's a part of the game to adapt to the new meta, to new Pokemon, especially as we have Araquanid, which also completely shifted the meta. Like, it's not kind of necessary, but well, from what I've heard is that Niantic at least heard the feedback. They just want to keep this doing for, like in general, what they want to do right now, and they're most likely gonna change it up for the future, and like there won't be 6 months of no move updates or like rebalancing as they would say next year when we have the second iteration of the World Championships tournament. So at least it's something which we can look forward to. I think it's all moving into the right direction. Well, of course people are gonna bring up that stuff is not working out right now as well, but at least Niantic tries to have more communication with other creators, as we see a Claydol coming in here. Of course, they are gonna shield this first move up, we're gonna get the boost, but we cannot get to another move. We see the Claydol coming in here with the Earth Power. Of course, we're not gonna no-shit the first move. I thought like maybe they don't run Earth Power because it has like such a variety in moves. But of course they're gonna run it. We go for the Focus Burst, getting him lower a little bit as that's the best move we can hit him with. We're gonna shield up the next move because we kind of need to get to another move. There you go for the Psychic. I cannot believe it, to be honest. I'm gonna try to farm down. Of course they survive with a 1 HP in a Dream. We have to shield again. And yes, we're gonna lose now against a Sceptile. What else was this? Like the Claydol, and we're gonna see the last Pokemon again. I forgot about it already. Was also some spicier stuff. Like I don't understand. Like the Charizard. Like yeah, it's sometimes you just get hard countered. Sometimes it just happens like this. We see the Charizard coming in there. A Charizard gonna go for the Dragon Claw and finish that stuff off. Sadly, we're gonna lose this first match there. As we see the Whiscash coming in, we see the Hypno coming in, and I was getting hard countered left and right again. Worst possible lead, worst possible save swap. There's nothing I can do here. I cannot realign my Pokemon whatsoever. I can try to get some energy lead here with our HGC. We're just gonna let the move go through as the Shadow Ball gonna hit me, and we can try to farm down a little bit more, but we can go for one Focus Blast here. We're gonna try to hit another Focus Blast now against the Whiscash, which should get me actually we can swap out because my opponent's gonna leave it for too long, but of course we're gonna be greeted by another Pokemon that completely hardwalls fighting types, which is of course amazing. It doesn't even make too much sense, this team, to be honest. There's nothing that he really has water type Pokemon. He doesn't really need the coverage for 2 fighting types in the back with the lead that he has, because it's already neutral against fighting types. In my opinion, just like it's weird that this team is a thing, but yeah, for example, what do you do against Mandibuzz, by the way, with my opponent's team? The entire team completely hard loses to Mandibuzz. Yeah, it's just not really a logical team, so you don't really gonna face it later on. This team, which we have here right now, should definitely work out way better later on when you have the meta picks instead of the spicier teams, the teams that don't really make sense. Speaking of don't really make sense, we have the Togekiss against us. Togekiss is of course the best meta Pokemon available to you. Insane for the Great League. Not, but of course we have to be a little bit careful here as it's a Charm user and we don't want to have the Charm user against us in the back. We can go for still 1 Focus Blast. Can we KO this thing? And nope, we're gonna get the shield. And at this point of time I was like, I don't really need to shield. I think I survived 1 move there anyway. I don't think I actually would have survived the Wild Shot, but I'm not sure. If I didn't survive the Wild Shot, I could have farmed down with the Machamp, which would have got to the Rock Slide, and the Rock Slide would have KO'd the Togekiss anyway. But we're gonna see here me shielding again because I don't know the counts. It's also very light already, so I'm sorry for this. It's gonna be the Ancient Power, my opponent swaps out. Gonna be a Ragnarok, and at this point I know that I won because I can just throw 1 move here. And I can swap out and I just win because I can farm down with my Machamp. It cannot do anything against Machamp. We still have the Rock Slide coverage. We still have the Electric type move on the Registeel. There was nothing my opponent can do on my opponent's Serenade as well. We see a Quillfish this time around with the Water Gun moveset, which is of course a little bit more tricky against the Registeel as they still get to the Aqua Tail pretty fast. And we're gonna get hit by it immediately. We can go for 1 Zap Cannon, which of course would KO my opponent, as they're gonna shield up. I'm not really too scared of this thing. Quillfish is actually, I always thought it was like a bulkier Pokemon, and it's actually pretty squishy, so it's gonna get hit by stuff like the Leaf Blade pretty hard while my opponent swaps in a Charm user when our Registeel is already pretty low and we don't get to another move, so we have to swap into the Surfetch. We can farm down. We're actually not even red health yet. We see the Snorlax coming in for whatever reason, and we're gonna be able to win this game pretty easily as we have 2 fighting types in the back. Snorlax can't do anything about it, and the Quillfish is not strong enough either, as my opponent just gonna shield 1, let the move go, and throw a Body Slam when we have 1 HP in a Dream. Yeah, very nice play by my opponent, of course, with a Body Slam. They just gonna leave it and not gonna do anything, and we can 2 shield flex my opponent. I think they're very nice. Next up, we are gonna have Registeel against Durant. Yeah, I actually didn't pay attention at all in the beginning, so I didn't know what was in there, so I stayed in a little bit longer as well. It's an ABB line we should swap out if we know that our backline is also fine against it. And I didn't see the Pokemon at all because the Durant was completely hidden by the Registeel, which was like then super funny for me. Like I only could read it on top what it was then. But of course, Durant is sadly not a good Pokemon. I really wish it would be a good Pokemon. Durant in the main series games has a funny ability that makes it pretty strong-ish. Of course, not really meta, but it's kind of funny. And also has very good coverage. While my opponent has, of course, the Core Breaker in the back with the Alolan Marowak, which doesn't really matter too much as they're gonna let us get one move of them. We can just let it go as they're gonna go for the Shadow Bone. We swap into our Machamp, and the Machamp gonna be able to farm down and counter down this Marowak, even though the counter is resisted, even though the cross chop is resisted. It's still gonna hurt enough to basically destroy this Marowak, which is nice. We're gonna farm all the way down. We have one move stored. My opponent surrenders here, and this is gonna be a good game. Next up, Hitmontop lead. Very bad for us. We go into our Surfetch. Hitmontop is pretty bulky, but doesn't really have the best move coverage, to be honest. So it's gonna be able to tank our moves a little bit better than we can tank theirs. But we get to our moves a little bit faster, which allows us now to get to the next Leaf Blade in time to KO this thing if they're gonna let it go. Elsewise, we can farm down with our other counter user, but they're gonna let it go. We can realign, we see the Blastoise coming in, and we can go for the Zap Cannon with our Registeel. And of course, this is not a, I think it is a Bite Blastoise and not even a Water Gun Blastoise, which is hilarious. Does more damage, yet definitely Bite. And I was kind of scared at this point after seeing how much damage this does and seeing how much damage the Bite actually does, that he might have something like a Charm user in the back, which could be problematic, but we're gonna see. We have a Lucario, and Lucario doesn't want to face against Machamp, and we can just farm all the way down without even throwing a move. Nice. We see Galvantula, another hard Pokemon to beat with this, but Galvantula shouldn't be that common either, but we don't know, maybe it is. Galvantula kind of looks actually decent in this current meta, so maybe Galvantula has some more play. But actually Galvantula is not that bad for us either, as we can get to our moves on our fighting type so fast, which completely threatens my opponent. Of course, having an energy ball on it is not the right play either, but we can win back switch advantage here. We still would have an okay time against normal Galvantula with Lunge, even with our fighting type users. Counter is so strong, and Cross Chop, Leaf Blade, and the Night Slash is basically perfect coverage, which you get to like in 5 turns, which is like pretty decent, or like 5 moves in 10 turns in total. So yeah, very solid team so far. We can farm down my opponent, and we're gonna see a Pyro in the back, and I was like, please let me get to the move in time. Please let this not KO me here. Else a Flame Charge, we can still win this game pretty easily. But this was, again, way too scary, and we can go for one Focus Burst, which is gonna be able to win this game. Last game was like the Marowak against us, horrible lead of course, but it's actually the Hex version, which means it's very like the Fire Blast version. And of course the Fire Blast version is something that I don't really want to face with my Registeel, as they're gonna go for the move and I'm just gonna shield because I expect the Fire Blast. They go for the Fire Blast, I'm gonna swap out into my Surfetch, and they go for the move straight there, which I should be able to tank pretty easily. It's Shadow Bone, it doesn't even do that much damage. They get the Death Drop, but we can go 4-1-1 Night Slash, KOing this Marowak there, which is fine. And we're gonna try to Stampede here on the Mandibuss. We have a decent answer with the Registeel already. We can debuff the opponent afterwards, which is nice. They go for the charge move here, gonna be the Area Ace, of course, KOing us. And we can go into our Registeel, and we see if my opponent swaps out. They swap out the Wishcast, which looks kind of awkward first, but we can go for one more Focus Blast, getting him low enough that we can farm all the way down with the Machamp. And the Machamp gonna be able to finish the game pretty easily. I don't think there's anything I really have to worry about. I actually didn't have a single time lag with this game. I don't even think I had like inconsistency in fast moves. The game actually worked perfect for all the battles I had here, I'm pretty sure, which is kind of funny, but of course this could be just in the moment and maybe not be real, but for me everything worked out really well, and we're gonna be able to win this game pretty easily here at the end. So I have a very good team coming tomorrow, which I actually really like more even than this team. Stay tuned for this. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Have a great rest of your day. While you can see my opponents still trying their best with their Mandibuss, not really bothering us too much. We have, of course, the Zap Cannon, which we're just gonna go for now winning us the game. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.